Hey, it's me, Axe Nurse Ifeoma. I'm a holistic registered nurse expert, and I support spiritually awakened Black women start their own business by using what they use at bedside with a combination of holistic wellness and starting a profitable business within 30 days or less. And I had a great training. I had a great training today, and it was for one of my online courses, how to become a holistic nurse expert in 30 days. And it inspired me to create this free training for you. So you are in for a great treat. What I'm going to share with you today is how to attract your first 10 clients as a holistic nurse expert without any experience, okay? You are good enough to attract clients right now. And by watching this video, you will have the tools that it takes to attract your first 10 clients as a holistic registered nurse expert. The beautiful thing about being a registered nurse is that you have life-saving skills that can help you attract a job no matter where you are in the US. Now I want you to do that for yourself. It helps the algorithm so other people can find this free training. And if you have any questions, put in the comment section. And at the end of this training, I'll also share with you how you can learn how to work with me further. So you have great skills that can attract people right now by being on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. What you are watching me on right now, which is Facebook via your phone or your computer, is the same medium that clients can reach out to you, but they don't know that you exist. And why is that? Because you're not using social media for business purposes. Highly sensitive introvert, you prefer to be behind the scenes, you like to control your energy, you get easily overwhelmed, and those are the main reasons why I work from home. It's because I have a highly sensitive nervous system, and I used to think I had anxiety, I had depression, there's something wrong with me, but I just am very sensitive. And when you're very sensitive, there's just a different rules that you work by. You just don't judge yourself. You just know that there's certain ways you have to move in business differently. So how do you attract your first 10 clients as a holistic registered nurse? One, as a registered nurse, you are a person who knows how to wear multiple hats. You're multi-passionate and you do many things. For example, when I started as a registered nurse, my skill was med-surg telemetry. That wasn't the right fit for me, so I went into case management. That wasn't right. I went into behavioral health. That wasn't right. I went back to case management. Hey, Nikki. And what I realized was that I learned a lot of skills. And one of my great skills is advising people. On my free time, I'm always immersing myself in learning business strategies, personal development, herbalism, metaphysical topics. And then I said to myself, part of learning isn't just absorbing information, it's teaching other people so I can really integrate the teachings for myself. So if you have a lot of information that you learned a lot over the years and you keep it in your brain, that is not doing a service to humanity. There's a reason why you are called to learn about this information. So by you just sharing what you've learned without attachment to how people are going to pay you, you could have easily left your current job right now. If you go on social media right now, and you can follow my page, Axe Nurse Ifeoma, I want you to study who I'm following. I'm on social media for business purposes. Sometimes I do a little bit of entertainment, gossip blogs like Shade Room and The Neighborhood or whatever, but majority of it is for business purposes. I'm on social media for business purposes because that's how I attract clients, okay? When I first started my business in 2017, I was not in a financial place to pay for Facebook or Instagram ads. I was not in a financial place to pay for a website. So I had to bootstrap because I had no choice. And I'm grateful for that because it really made me resourceful. Hint, hint, I'm a case manager. Several years of experience as a case manager. So I know how to be resourceful. My current website right now, I switched my business model 60 days ago because I wanted to implement the teachings that I'm going to teach you very soon in my programs to let you know that it works. Before, I had a paid membership site through Kajabi. That was the investment was around $200 a month. And it was like a lot. And so now I have a website that's free. Um, I have a domain name, but I haven't connected it because that's a fee, and I want to prove to you and myself that we don't have to spend a single dime outside of my programs for you to make your first $1,000 to $10,000 in business. So stay tuned, so I will share with you how you can make your first $1,000 to $10,000 in your business. Here's the thing. Do you feel that you are good enough to generate $1,000 or $10,000 right now? Do you feel that you're good enough? Because I know and I believe you have everything in your life that you feel you deserve, not that you want, okay? What you deserve are totally different things. Because when we have standards, that's what we have. So if your standards are, I don't deserve to get money because I'm taking it from another family, this person has kids and da da da, I feel guilty receiving money. And the reason I believe this is true is I want you to do a homework assignment. It's very fun. I want you to go Google on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Instagram, Amanda Francis and the six-figure chick. I might write the instructions on the description once this live is over. The six-figure chick said time, but Amanda Francis, who has over 400,000 followers, and she is a multiple $1,000,000 money manifestation coach. The six-figure chick, she's a $1 million brand. She has around 300,000 followers, but the one, Amanda Francis, makes maybe 4 times more than she does. Amanda Francis says that she makes an average $300,000 to $500,000 a month, and she's not a registered nurse. The six-figure chick doesn't even have a college degree. Look at you as a registered nurse. Why are you not capable of making a lot of money? And the thing about Amanda Francis, she's unapologetically selling multiple times a day. Multiple, not daily, multiple times a day. Every day I get at least an email, okay? And I've never purchased any of her stuff, but part of my business, work with nurses, is to study what successful people are doing, okay? And she's always sharing testimonials. She's always talking to people. Her stories are like automatic. She does this every day, okay? And so the reason I'm sharing this is if you want to attract your first 10 clients, I need you to show up on social media every day. If you want to get it quicker, like within 2 weeks, when I first started in 2017, it took me over 7 months to book my first client. However, when I implemented the strategy that I teach in my other program, I had great training where I went into more detail into this. I booked my first one-on-one client for $5,500. One person brought me in $5,000 and $500. One person. And you might say, wow, Ifeoma, I don't know if anyone can afford my stuff. I didn't find her. She found me. How did she find me? I was speaking about my particular topic over and over and over again. And I did attract people who said that they couldn't afford it, but they were inspired to reach out to me. Then I got to the point when I started performing as if I already had clients. So think about this. If you already had 10 clients that paid you at least $100, which entails $1,000, or you had 100 clients where you have $10,000. You don't need 100 clients to make $10,000. For you to make $10,000 working with the least amount of clients, you need to feel very comfortable charging over $5,000. And you have to be comfortable knowing that not everyone who comes your way is going to pay for your services, because it takes a certain serious person to really invest multiple $1,000s with someone. People who can't afford that, they're not bad. It just is a different mindset for someone to invest that amount. These are your number one customers. Someone who's willing to invest multiple $1,000s with you is in a different mindset. They're empowered. They understand if they want to do what you're doing, say you are a business person, not to say you have to work with helping people start businesses. They know for someone to pay them in the future, they can't be hypocritical and not invest in themselves. So you are not here for everyone. Now, what I want you to do is, if you had already the desired amount of clients, 10, let's say 10, you wouldn't be pressed for people to reach out to you. You would come from a non-desperate place. And let me give you an example. When I signed the client 2 years ago, because in my business over the years, I'm going to be honest, I go up and down. I have months where I make a lot of money and months when I don't, which is why when you charge high fees, you'll be safe for a certain amount of time. But when I would go through a slump and I finally got my crap back together, one of my clients where the package was $5,150, I was tested. And one of my ex-best friends that I ended the relationship last year officially, she said something, and I had to make a decision with the universe. I'm going to share that with you right now because you're going to encounter this. However, I want you to avoid the mistakes that I made. So if you have a price point of $2,500, $5,000, $10,000, whatever the price is, believe it or not, somebody in the world can afford it. If someone's willing to pay $10,000 plus for a Birkin bag that they don't even wear every day, 100,000 grams of G-Wagon that they don't drive every day, how come they can invest multiple $1,000s in personal development? Personal development, you will always reap the value for multiple years to come compared to physical products that will deteriorate through time. So just think about that when you feel guilt about your pricing, is that people spend that on things that will just not stay the value over time compared to personal development that you can use in your life, teach other people, teach to your children, your friends. It's just something that is almost priceless. So the client was interested in my work, and now we get to the point where the money is involved, right? So they knew my pricing for my program because I always let people know my price before they get on the phone with me. The last thing you want to do is be on the phone with someone who's interested, but they're like shell-shocked realizing how much money your services are. I don't like getting on the phone with people and they don't tell me the price of their program. If someone doesn't know the program, I know it's multiple thousands of dollars, but I don't respect those business practices. Be proud of your price point. A lot of business mentors feel when you let people know your price point, it scares people, so they feel when you talk to them and you explain the value, they'll be more open. I think that's bullshit, because if you're proud of your price, they can take time to reevaluate their budget, where they need to move money, if it's a good time, do they need to get a loan, maybe they need to wait when it's a different time. Then when they're on the phone, you don't have that energy. Nobody likes to feel pressured on the phone. 2, I don't do sales calls. I don't do sales calls when I want to work with people, meaning I want to hire someone. They usually have a lot of great free content, and I have a good vibe that they'll work with me, that I will learn from them. I don't do sales. I'm one of those people, I know what I want. So with my business, I don't do calls because I have things. Now, if you do sales calls, it's a great way to test if you guys will have a good working relationship, and you don't do a lot of videos, because how will someone know you're the real deal? And it's a great way for people to get to know you. But I don't do sales calls because I don't like to oversell people. I'm a healer, and I kind of have a no-nonsense attitude. It's like, you either know I'm going to be there for you or this isn't a good time. You don't have to explain to me that you can't afford it, you have these bills. That's your personal business, and I understand we all have a budget. However, I make a living by helping people leverage my intellectual property that I've learned along the years. So I'm going to be unapologetic to let you know that I can't provide for myself if I don't charge you. So I'd rather you know my boundaries before I get on the phone with you. And it's no judgment. It's just, I want you to know how I do my business so you can role model it yourself. So when I told the client the price range, she was like, can you do a payment plan? And at that time, I really need the fucking money. My house was about to be auctioned. My cell phone was turned off. I was using fucking Wi-Fi to do services. My family was emailing me and using WhatsApp to contact me. I really need the money. So you would think someone who's desperate would be like, yeah, I do payment plans. And I said, fuck that. Didn't we just agree that you have a business policy that you don't do payment plans? If you were already a person who didn't need the money, how would you act, Ifeoma? Do you act like this now? You don't act like this when you get the money. That's the whole counterintuitive of law of attraction. If you want to manifest something, you become that person now, not when the manifestation appears. It will never appear until you create it. So you transform into that person energetically, and the appears. It already exists. That's why a lot of wealth consciousness individuals use the word remove need and want out of your vocabulary. Because whatever you desire already exists. It exists in the universal bank. The difference is it's not in your possession. So it's like you have $250,000 in the bank right now, right? But because of you chose to deposit it in a CD for 1 year and you have an emergency, your bank policies, you pay like a penalty fee of $500. And then you have to sign these papers and waivers, and then they'll transfer the money into your other account within 5 business days, right? So you have the money in the account, but it's not in your possession, but you trust that within 5 business days, the money will go into your account. The same is true when you have a fucking business. So I knew, even though I desired this client, and 80% chance I knew she wanted to work with me because she said she'd been following me for several months, and she was finally at that point where she was fed up with her life. And because I showed consistently, we met at the perfect time. I was showing up consistently, right? I was a foundational place, and when she was finally ready, she found me. I didn't find her, she found me by just using this platform like Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. And now you have Twitter and Pinterest and blogs. There's so many ways. And so I said, I don't do payment plans. However, I have PayPal credit. It doesn't count towards your credit to my knowledge. And it's interest free if you pay within 6 months. So for 6 months, you don't have to make your first payment. And it doesn't hurt to try to see if you get approved. Or you can put it on your credit card. It's none of my business how she pays me. I just know in order for us to work, she needs to pay me. I desire her to pay me. Remember, need is a word we're working on removing out of our vocabulary. And mind you, I needed the money. No, I desired the money at the time. My physical reality was saying, bitch, you better take that payment plan. And that's what my friend said. She's like, and I was like, fuck that. If my clients tell me how to run my business, I should stay my ass at bedside, still be a case manager, being yelled at by doctors and ER nurses pretending that they're fucking busy, right? And when I said that out loud to her on the fucking phone, the universe heard me. Guess what? Within that same day, she emailed me and said, you know what? I found out I was approved by PayPal. She paid me my money. And guess what I did? I called my ex-best friend, currently, but at the time she was my best friend, but it was kind of murky. I was like, guess what? XYZ person paid me in full. And I felt like the hint of jealousy and shock. And then she started getting on her grind and what she was trying to do because she saw me really struggling, and I got paid in full $5,000 from social media from I didn't have a website. So I tried because I believed. And that was the lesson. Then when a few months afterwards, working with her, I realized $5,000 for one-on-one for 3 months, I can't sustain myself because I was doing done for you services for her as well, which means I was creating content, I was writing her posts for her, I was literally consulting her when she would have people who DM'd her. She would reach out to me and I would literally write what she would write to them in the DMs. So it was like every day I was working with her, and then I increased the consultations from once a week to unlimited. So she was in a place where she was doubting herself. I was available to her. Sometimes she used it, sometimes she didn't. And I was like, $5,000, this is not enough for me to do all this energetic work. This is a lot of energy that's required. So instead of blaming her or being a victim, I learned, course corrected, and said the next client going to charge $37,000. Then I realized that was enough. But that's another story for another thing. But when the second client came, the same thing happened. She's like, can you do a payment plan? And I get it. 37 grand in full, that's a lot of money. I understand that. But that got nothing to do with me, because I know how many months that I've worked not being paid for at that time. Imagine clocking in 40 hours a week and your friends do the same amount of work or even less than. We all know, when we know our job like the back of our hand, that we can get away with not doing much and still get paid. But every 2 weeks, you don't get a check. Certain things are being turned off in your house because they need their fucking, right? So as holistic nurse experts, when you're first learning a new skill, because in nursing school, they teach you how to practice nursing, and you don't even get to express your full breadth of capabilities as a registered nurse when you work in the hospital setting because of the time constrictions and the lack of resources. But as a holistic registered nurse, I'm able to actually use my nursing mind, right? But they didn't teach me business skills, and that's not an excuse. However, I had 2 years of learning one skill, and now I have to invest another 1 to 2 years and learn another skill, how to promote myself, how to be confident and let people know about my accomplishments. Clients pay for results, either results from your clients or results from you. And when you're brand new, to attract your first 10 clients, I'm going to be honest with you, you're not going to have testimonials, right? Because you're brand new. Do you lie? No. You have to be you don't have to do anything, but I recommend that you start letting people know about your accomplishments, things that you think is little, but it keeps on adding up. Because when people see that you're confident and what you're doing is working for you, it's going to attract people who are not where they desire to be. They desire to be where you're at. So your clients are always going to be few steps behind you, okay? So you don't need to know everything about what you're doing. You just need to know just enough for them to be like, she's where I want to be. So for example, if I want to be a weight loss coach and the people who are attracted to me are going to probably be 300 to 400 pounds, I'm probably not going to attract a person who's 180 because they weigh less than me. But because I don't weigh 300 or 400 pounds, I'm a couple steps against that person. I figure that out, right? And me losing 27 pounds in a matter of weeks, I know how to lose weight quickly. I know how to lose it healthily. I know how to do water fast safely. So I'm a couple steps from someone who can't, for whatever reason, complete a water fast. So start it, and then they'll self-sabotage. I know the discipline and mental mindset that it takes for you to do an 8-day water fast. Maybe they've only done one and they want to do eventually 30. So I just need to be ahead of someone who has never started water fast or has never been successful and completed a simple 3-day water fast. And believe it or not, there's people who are willing to pay me money. Yes, you can go on YouTube, but YouTube doesn't provide you accountability. YouTube doesn't give you personal experience of things that you changed. Okay? And so the reason I'm sharing this with you is I want you to understand that it's so much fun and simple to attract your first 10 clients. As a holistic registered nurse, you have a medical background, you understand limits of your scope of practice, you understand how to research information if you don't have it, and you understand how to do an assessment, education, and interventions. The difference is now the hospital is not finding clients for you. You're doing that yourself. But remember, social media is your hospital. They already exist. That's what I want you to know about manifestation. Everything that you desire exists already. The difference is it's not in your possession. So your ideal 10 clients are on this bitch right now. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, but your signal is not strong enough to connect. Your signal is like, doo, doo, doo. We need to get it like, doo, 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 doo. I need your signal to be laser focused, but you don't know your niche yet. You don't know what makes you stand out. You don't know how to articulate a particular problem and the solutions, as well as to illustrate that you are the real fucking deal. For someone to know, like, and trust you within 24 hours. That's why you haven't attracted your first 10 clients. And those are the things that I'm able to show you over time. I can tell you it right now, but you'll feel over fucking whelmed. This is a gradual process. It doesn't have to take forever, but it'll at least take you 30 days because this is a lifestyle. When I grew my Sisters with Locks page, it's kind of under, it's a private page because I put it on pause, but at its peak, it was at 40,000 people. And I'm going to give you the simple game that grew it for free. I didn't have money, remember? I remember I returned back to travel nursing. I felt like a fucking failure because I told myself I was done working for people because my phone was turned off and my finances were all over the fucking place. I returned to working as a behavioral health nurse, and I was like, this is some bullshit. And then it was August 2018. And I had 100 followers, and I said, I had locks at the time. It was called Sisters with Locks. And I said, I'm going to make this grow in this bitch. I'm going to grow a community so I don't feel alone in my lock journey. But it grew quite faster than I thought it would. And now it's the only community page that featured beautiful locked women, but mine grew faster. So what happened was I made a commitment to post at least five days a week. The most I would miss is 2 days a week. So that equaled the minimum 5 days a week. And I had a consistent scheme. I didn't pick every Dick and Harry girl with locks. I picked women who were glamorous, beautiful, and they took care of their hair. And the photos showed their locks. It wasn't just them looking cute. It showed their locks. And I showed different types of Black women, dark, light, women with impetigo, women who were plus size, all different types. So some women would be like, oh, you're only picking the light skin, different types, because I wanted my community to see someone who role modeled them so they felt inspired. Within 6 months, I had almost over 20,000 followers for free, just posting one time a day. People were trained. They knew at 6 a.m. Ifeoma was going to have a post. Ifeoma was going to go on stories. I had at least 5 stories talking about my new moon ritual. Happy full moon, by the way. It's full moon. It's snow full moon. Anyways, what is this? A full moon in, I forgot what month it is, what sign it is. Anyways, I'll figure it out on my calendar what sign it is. But anyways, and I grew, and people were always reaching out to me. How did you grow? How'd you grow? And I would do audits. And I'd be like, look, I'm on your page. Private. I don't follow Fiverr's page. 2, you don't show up consistently on social media. 3, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about on your social media. I don't know what your angle is, like what you're trying to influence people on. It's things that are common sense. But because I had the credibility of multiple thousands of followers on my page, people trusted my information. So if you want people to listen to you, you also need a role model. You also have to back it up. Nobody wants to listen to you about your weight loss advice and your ass can't see your vagina. You see what I'm saying? So make sure that you help people in an area that you can back it up. If it's love, make sure you have a healthy, loving relationship, or you have clients that do. So if you're single and you want to be a love coach and your credibility, you can be like this other woman on Instagram. You can follow her. Her name is the actual Black Mermaid. Her name is Imani. She's a dating coach. So dating, you don't have to be in a relationship. You just have to have experience going out on dates and have advice that helps people, right? So if you're in a if you want to be a love coach and you're not in a relationship, you can just focus on dating. Dating is to get a relationship, but once you're in a relationship, then you might need a relationship coach. So there's different levels of love. There's dating, there's relationships, there's marriage coach, there's divorce coach. Love is a part of holistic wellness, but there's even little niches within love. So make sure what you back it up. So for me, I help women, Black women who are registered nurses, who are spiritually awakened, start an online business, a holistic nurse. Because what? I've done it. I'm Black. I've been through a spiritual awakening process. I figure out my own lane. I figure out a system how to attract clients who are holistic nurses or nurses who are desired to be holistic wellness. So I'm confident in that. I'm a few steps. So my clients are brand new to this, or they've started businesses and they haven't been successful. Now, if I had a client who already started business and seasoned, I could help her, but I'll have a strong connection with someone who is a beginner. Okay. Another area that I help people, but I'm not passionate about it, is growing their social media following. I grow my social media following because it's a tool to attract clients for my holistic consulting practice. I don't just do it to help people. I'm not an Instagram strategist. That's not my passion. However, it's a skill that I developed because I didn't have the resources at the time to invest in ads. So I developed that skill out of necessity. Just because I can do it doesn't mean I have to do it. So differentiate what you're great at and what you're passionate about. That doesn't mean you have to do it. That's why a lot of us aren't happy with our careers, because we're great at our job, but it's not our passion. For you to make a lot of sales, you have to feel good. You have to feel confident, and you have to have passion. Money loves love. Money and confidence go hand to hand. Money and organization goes hand to hand. Money and clarity goes hand to hand. So if you want to have instant results, make your goal of $1,000 within 30 days. 2017, I did that within 72 hours just doing Facebook Lives on my fan and business page and my group, and I had less followers at the time. But because I was so passionate, I was so confident, I knew exactly what I was going to cover in my 1K Wellness Nurse Coach program. I knew exactly what I was going to cover. I knew what the results were. I was clear. My brain already visualized it, right? So I didn't have any uncertainty. So if you don't attract something you desire, it's because you lack certainty. So if you don't have clarity, that's where the worry comes, because you don't know what the fuck is happening. So with my program, I broke down the curriculum. I broke down the price. I knew the price, $99 was like for a live group program, not self-study course. It's a self-study course now, but at the time it was group. I was like, this is chicken change. This is like ridiculously fucking low. So I had no doubt about the price. I had no doubt about the curriculum. And I knew that my content was great. So that energy just coming on live, hey guys, people bought. So I did this within 72 hours. So you don't need 30 days. So the thing about it is, you need to get clear on your niche. You need to be laser focused. You want people, when they go on your page, they look at it, they know, oh, she's a love coach. Oh, she's a finance coach. Oh, she's a skincare person. Oh, she's helps with mental health. Oh, she helps with parenting advice. It needs to be simple. They don't have to get it exactly right, the verbiage, but they need to know a category. Once that happens, you're halfway there. Then, once people know that, then you're going to start talking to those people who are in that pain right now. You're going to be talking about controversial topics. You're also going to talk about how you think of things different. The most successful people, they'll say, majority of society says this, but actually what you need, this is what worked for me. Just like when everyone was on this craze about eating less calories, and then the keto diet people came out the fucking blue. They said, you know what? You can eat oils, you can eat healthy fats. You just need to leave the sugar and the carbohydrates alone, and you will lose these results. Because it makes your body going through this, glucoses or whatever nonsense. And then the keto diet became popular. Then you had the polio. The polio is different from the keto. So you have to set yourself aside from what other people think. Example for me, I don't believe you need a website. I have a website now. One, because I'm acting as if I'm the entrepreneur that has multiple millions of dollars. For you to have multiple millions of dollars, to do a quantum leap of making multiple thousands to millions, organization, you need systems, right? You need systems in place so you're not doing all this fucking busy work, right? To scale. I can act as I'm currently doing, or I can quantum leap and transform into the multimillionaire that I desire. And it's going to be annoying because there's a lot of grunt work that I don't want to fucking do. But once I do it once, it's going to pay over and over again. So for example, I have a blog site, I post weekly. I have a website. Now I'm creating a sales page, and the sales page is going to have exactly my programs, everything, and it's going to have my reviews for my clients and stuff. It's going to be on one page. That is a fucking annoying because, you know, design, I'm not design, I'm a visionary. I don't do busy work. So it's not going to look the most professional, but it's good enough, which is another thing I recommend that you embrace. Good enough. Don't wait for perfection. So when the clients reach out to me, because it's not if, it's when, I send them straight to my website. It explains my boundaries. It explains my price. It explains how it is to work with me. It explains what they get out the program. Saves me time from having to go back and forth doing sales calls. So now that I have that in place, it's going to be a pain doing it the first time, but then it shows the universe that I'm serious because I'm organized. So now that I have a website that I know explains how it is to work with me, explains my free training, explains my blogs and my work with me, then I provide that on all my social media platforms. The universe is going to bring the clients because I have less resistance because I took care of the nonsense. So that's what I recommend. So if you want to go from making 1,000 to millions, then maybe you might want a website, okay? And you might have to work through some resistance because it's not fun. In the future, you can pay someone to do this shit for you. But again, we're running a business. We're trying to make money first, a profit, and a portion of the profit we will always reinvest in our business. A lot of other entrepreneurs will make you cash poor and say stupid shit like, oh, it takes money to make fucking money. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. No, it doesn't. Profit to make money. So you are not running a fucking business unless you have money. So don't you dare spend a single dime, not even $1, until you make money. Now, obviously, you're like, Ifeoma, well, eventually, to work with you, you need money. I was like, that's true. But guess what, though? This training is free, right? And I just showed you how to attract your first 10 clients. It's up to you to watch it over and over and over and over and over to get inspired to attract your first 10 clients so you do have money to work with me. Now, if you find that you need more detail or you enjoy my energy, remember, you don't need to work with me. I have my YouTube channel, Ask Nurse Ifeoma. I have this fan page. I have my private Facebook group, Ask Nurse Ifeoma. I have my Instagram page, Ask Nurse Ifeoma, and it's free content. So it's not going to solve all your problems, right? Because that's the whole point of hiring me. My free content explains what your problem is and what you need to do. How to implement that is what my paid programs provide. And that's what I recommend you do. Let people know what the problem is so they know who you're fucking talking to, and hopefully it's them. Be a consultant. Like when you were thinking about gaining breast implants or the surgery that removes excess skin for people who lose a lot of weight. That's another common reconstructive procedure. I forgot what it's called when doctors remove excess skin. The consult is usually free. You go to a plastic surgeon's office. Majority of the time, it's not covered through your insurance. You know, you might Google online how much it costs, so you're not sticker shock. And this is your health, so you're not trying to get any bootleg physicians. So you want the top of the top. So you go into the doctor. You already know this might cost multiple thousands of dollars, right? They do a consultation. They make sure you have a clean bill of health or decent from your healthcare provider. It's the little markers on it. It says, this is a type of procedure. This is a snapshot from previous clients that had a simpler procedure. This is what you might go through afterwards. I recommend you do X, Y, Z, and it's going to cost X amount of dollars. They don't convince or push you to buy them. They know mathematically a certain percentage of their people are not going to buy with them. But the ones that do, because they charge high ticket, and it makes sense because they're fucking plastic surgeons, they have nurses and other staff, anesthesiologists, the facility, all these other fees to keep the lights on. You understand why you're paying multiple $1,000s and going to feel after you're healing, how you're going to feel great afterwards, and how this is going to last most likely for the rest of your life, you convince yourself the price point is worthy, because this is an optional surgery. This is it's elective surgery. You can just deal with wearing these little shapewear shit to hide the excess skin, or you can go under the knife. It's a choice. And so, because you already thought about this, they consult you, you go home, or you learn about their in-house financing program, or you find your own financing program, and you book the procedure. But they let you know about the risk. They let you know you have to have someone to take you home. They let you know what type of pain it's going to feel like, and when to come in, and what to look for if something's abnormal. That's how you run your business, a holistic nurse expert. So if you're a love expert, you're going to be like, listen, you went through a lot of fucking trauma in your childhood. Your dad left you when you're 5. You had sexual abuse in your family. You had some fucked up relationships in college. And you currently have a self-esteem that's really low due to environmental and social issues. So this took some time to be here. And I'm going to be honest with you, I can't solve this in fucking 24 hours. This is going to be a 360 intervention. We have to first make sure you're eating foods that's going to contribute to your well-being so you feel good. We're going to add supplements, herbal supplements. We're also you and I are going to come together, and we're going to go through these things. And it's going to be hard. It's not going to be difficult, because if that's the case, we'll have a society full of emotionally healthy people, and that's not the case. You're going to feel like giving up, and that's why I'm here to show up. I'm not going to do the work for you, but I'm going to be your accountability partner, okay? And so the time frame is going to be around 90 days. That's the container of the program, but that's still a fraction compared to the misery of being in this situation for fucking 10 years, okay? And so by the end of the 90 days, your outcome would be XYZ. You're going to feel confident and worthy to attract a emotionally healthy, divine masculine man. And the investment for you to have that type of peace, that type of support, because your mom is kind of toxic, your friends are secret haters, you deserve this for yourself. And so the amount of that investment is $5,000, and within 90 days, you will see a different type of quality of man approach you when you do the work. See, you explain the pain points, you explain the outcomes, but you didn't teach her how to do it. One, you can't do that within an hour or 30 minutes. It's going to overwhelm that person. When people feel overwhelmed, they don't trust you to work with them. So you're not being deceitful if you're not giving people the game. You're helping them. Because when I was working with one client, and I was in this place where I have to convince them that I, coming from a desperate place, I have to convince them that I'm the one, so I'm going to give them all this free information. They literally told me, I feel overwhelmed. This is a lot. Do you think that person felt called to work with me? So be that parent that instead of the child riding on the bike by themselves, first get them used to sitting on the bike. Then get a bike with training wheels. Let them ride with them. Hold the bike so they know if they fall, they got you to catch them. Then let the child feel comfortable riding the training wheels. Then try it without the training wheels. There's levels. So when you're doing a consultation, act like you're a lawyer or a doctor, and you're first letting them know what the problem is, and letting them know that you have a plan that can solve their problems, and letting them know the type of results people used to get to work with you are what you were able to do for yourself, because most likely when you're first starting out, you will be your testimonial. And you can say, when I was feeling this way, that's why I tell you over and over to share what's going on in your life, no matter how small and insignificant, because that is showing proof that what you do works for you. And when I have clients, when I was first starting out, ask me what type of results your clients get. I'm like, what do you mean? You found me on fucking social media. What made you to reach out to me? Oh, I heard your story about how you left bedside. Oh, I heard your story about this. Okay, so you were inspired by my thing. Let's not start doing self-doubt these manipulative strategies because you are fearful of making the investment. You were motivated to reach out to me, but now that money is involved, now you're backtracking. And so what I realized is I can continue being angry, being resentful at these people, or I can course correct and go from straight out the gate in my upcoming free trainings, let people know how they talk to me. So in my other trainings, I teach you how to avoid pick your brainers, are people who need you and don't desire you. The difference between a person who needs you when you're first starting out is one of the rites of passage as being a holistic nurse expert. You're great at teaching people that your stuff works, but you're not great at differentiating empowered people. People who need